Hello everyone, this is HDC podcast. My name is Felix. My guest today is MANSO da Silva. All right, Manso, I'm glad to have you here, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we were talking before, like the cameras comes on. There's a lot of things that we need to change on our mind because we are getting used to it about few things, or because we don't know the other side of histories about everything, things like that. Yeah, but before going deep on these subjects here, I would like to ask you about basically your ID, kind of your pictures. So where you come from, who you are, who's Manso da Silva when he was child, around his family. So could you just give me a bit about who is Manso, a time big, a boy?
Yeah, I was born in Guinea-Bissau, West Africa.
Yeah,
and I moved to Portugal when I was 3 years old.
Yeah,
and I have a sister and two more brothers, so I'm the oldest one. Yeah, moved to Portugal, and I was in Portugal from 3 to 19. So my childhood, 3 to 19, Manso was very timid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very shy, very into his shell, very observant of things. I didn't talk much, and when I did, it would have to be something that would be not stupid, if you know what I mean. But very I would say I could joke around as well, So, but most people say like I was a little bit serious, but that was part of my personality.
It's the way you are, isn't it?
Exactly. And so people, they call it introvert.
How you find yourself like you like to do these things? Because a lot of people, they still ask themselves what they like to do, and they feel the age is gone and they don't find the path. Okay, it's not about the path exactly. It's just to find the passion. Like, oh, I like to do this, or I can find how you find yourself. Like, oh yeah, I like to do exercise. I like to work with body. I like to to see growing like my body when you do like exercise. How you find there is anything that you remember that's take you exactly to sports, or just start from school?
Yeah, I do. In my neighborhood, in Portugal, most of us, we don't have phones, so you have to go outside. You have to interact with other people. I didn't do that as much. So if I'm going out, I need to know why am I going out for. A lot of children don't do that. So that was me. So if my friends, come to my house, let's go, let's play. So I would go and play, play football. So I started to see I was very good at it. I started to progress very quickly. And I was like, oh, maybe football, is a sport that I can actually be good at. And then trying different things, the friends in school, even like in the neighborhood and stuff. And so I was like, okay, football, and I can do other things as well. So that's where I started finding out. But I started as a goalkeeper. That's how I started. I started as a goalkeeper.
What?
I remember in school, I was about 7. I was about 7, 8 years old. I started to go. Then I was like, you know what? This position here, I need motion. This is too stationary. Everybody's playing, having fun there. I'm here just waiting for something to happen, and I have to save the team. So I didn't like that. So I was like, no, I need more.
You need to move on. Upgrade.
I need more. A little bit more upgrade. I need to be in the action.
It's funny because it's every kid I find.
Yeah.
They just want to be Cristiano Ronaldo. They want to play, to be like.
I didn't have anyone.
Exactly. So when you talk, it's just because this has been created like that. Like when they talk about football, they talk about the guy who scores goal. They're not talking the guy who's saving.
The goalkeepers.
A lot of kids, they just see themselves being Cristiano Ronaldo, being Messi. It's difficult to see a kid like, no, let me be on as a keeper.
One more thing, I was very good at drawing as well.
Drawing?
Drawing.
Is it?
Very good at drawing. Yep. So I had that as well, and people say
I need to add here more things. I need to add more things.
That's one skill. Sometimes if I'm in a lesson, if it's boring, like maths for me, if it's boring, I'm not focused on numbers. I might focus on something else. So let's say if I have a piece of paper here, the pencil. What I see, I can put on a piece of paper. Some people, they can draw faces very good, nothing else. With me, I can draw objects. Wow. So objects, I can even draw you but you're not going to be exactly the same, but you're going to be in the picture. So I can enjoy that. So I started with the not DC, what's the Marvels. So with Dragon Ball Z, and then Marvels, because Marvels for me was a step up, more difficult. So I have you know, the comics, so the drawings are a lot more difficult, but they're nice. So I started Dragon Ball Z, and then I step up for, you know, for comics and stuff. So I start drawing, and so I start showing it like my colleagues, you know, and family and stuff. Wow, who drew this? Yeah, it was me. They know me playing football. What do you mean drawing? If you know, you always emotion in footballer. So what do you mean drawing? So yeah, I draw as well. And okay, so one of my friends didn't believe me, and then I draw in front of him like for half an hour.
Just to see.
And now I'm having more evidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
people, they start like knowing like you can do.
You can actually do that, you know. And there's
do you have anybody in your family like where you can say like, oh, I'm like this guy, basically.
I don't know. I actually don't know. I know it comes from DNA. But my dad didn't draw. But my dad used to be used to work in the constructions. So maybe it comes from him. So constructions,
hustle,
and he had to design, you know, certain things, you know, you know, whatever he was, you know, working on a piece of paper. I think it comes from him. So now I know I have those skills. I have this skill, and I have, you know, athletic, you know, ability. So I don't have the support and the mentoring of man. So here, this we need to do, this we need to do, this we need to do. Motivation as well. So you have to self-motivate. You know, so it was a little bit hard until I was like, you know, 19, and then I moved to this country. So from 3 to 19, that was mostly like, you know, my childhood. But it was a good balance. My, you know, my brothers as well, because I'm the oldest, so you have to have a good you know, leadership, you know, skills are very young age, especially when your parents say like, you know, from 13 now you take care of your you know, your younger, you know, brothers. So now you have to be very careful what you do, because it can influence on that. You know, so that put more pressure on you. And yes, I had you know, support from my parents as well, and mostly from my mom emotionally. My dad was a little bit more what people call militant, which I don't think is militant. He's more like, you know, you need the alpha male in your life. You know, for the discipline, you know, and leadership. And then the woman is more the emotional side. So you create that balance, male and female. You know, when you don't have that, that's where is, you know, you can go left very quickly. So I don't say he's militant. Militant is for people that want to do whatever they want to do. Play PlayStation all day, everything, but nothing productive. You know, so my dad was more like that. Like I was saying, you know, he was a consultant. He used to help, you know, African community in Portugal, because it was very difficult to get passport, to get residency. And my dad was always someone that he was very intelligent, but he did not sit with us so much to give us, you know, the right knowledge that we needed. That's why I think, you know, me remembering, you know, my childhood. So he knows a lot of stuff, but he doesn't have that connection with us like that.
Like, who is Manso right now? How you define yourself, like a person?
I define myself a person that likes to learn. A lot what's going on around us. I'm very analytical. You know, some people might see, you know, this microphone, just a microphone. I see, okay, where did they build it? Why did they build it? What's going on around it? How does it work? And how does the sound is going to come out? So that's a very analytical trait, you know, that I have. And what else? I'm very motivated as well, because I know my purpose. And when it comes to purpose, the purpose is not a destination. You might have one purpose, second, third, fourth, so on and so forth, to get to the main purpose. So you're not going to know fully what your fully purpose is until you get there, maybe when you're older. Because life isn't, you know, when you're born, physical life, when you're born until, you know, when you make a transition. So you have to know the first purpose, your purpose. Me, I knew straight away is athletics. You know, but then I realized I have other, you know, other skills as well. But at that time, what people will talk more about, and people will see as maybe you're on a road to success, is you have to do one thing only.
Yeah.
So if it's football, you have to do football until, like Ronaldo did, until you don't do anything else.
No,
don't do anything else, and that's misinformation right there. Because some people, they have 2, 3, 4, 5 skills in them. They don't know it until they progress in life. If they're very in tune with themselves, constantly learning, and having that time for thinking, not in parties all the time where noise is, they will find it quicker. So I realized I had more talent. Now I can describe them. Back then I didn't, but I knew I had more talent. So I knew I was very analytical. I knew I had very high social intelligence. I knew how to deal with people, because I didn't clash with many people. If I see some people doing something, I don't think this guy is a good person. I'm moving.
Move on.
We're not. And then I'm hearing stuff about this guy, or about this person. So I was like, okay. Some places that I don't feel the energy here, I don't think I should be here, or either leave or don't go. Something has happened.
I got you, man.
So that's kind of our intuition. You call intuition. Drawing as well. That's another one. What else? Because intuition is still a skill. Listen to yourself. And what else? I think I like to listen to intelligent people. I like high level intelligence. I like to, know how the brain works as well. How the human work, human body, everything. So I'm more into, I want to know how the human, think and work. Animal, nature, cosmology, which is, so back then they call it philosophy. It's a study of life. So I'm more like that. Manso is more of a he likes philosophy, way of life, not just one particular thing.
One particular thing. That's great, man. That's great. Well, health and fitness. We've been have a lot of problems. We've been seeing society about food and stuff. We have a lot of solutions, right, for a lot of problems that we have, things that we need to face on, but we don't know how to guide yourself to deal with it.
To analyze any problem, right, we need to go straight to the source of the problem. And that takes what? Time and information. So that's what we don't have. The gap is, we hear, the information is here. So we're very distant for the information. So we don't know. We need help. We need to find maybe a professional, or maybe that's the last thing that we want to. Right? But we don't know the source of the problem. So myself, I know where the source of where the source is of the problem. They create the problem, but they have a solution already. Why? You go outside, what do you see? Mostly what? Processed food. That's the problem already.
Too much.
That's the problem already. So the problem is being created already, the processed foods. And they say it's because of lack of what? Or lack of resources, lack of whatever, right? So they need to create processed foods, but they know the processed foods that are not very good, 100% for for people. But because again, processed foods leads to what? You get ill. And then where you go next? Your GP, hospital. And then where you go next? Medication. And then if the medication doesn't work, where you go? Hospital. You see the cycle? So if you understand the cycle, you know that the solution is there already, but it's being created for monetary gains, right? So me understanding the source of the problem, I know why people get confused, and I know why people are they're struggling, and I know why people don't understand certain things that don't going on. But that's what, I'm a professional, I have to do that. So that's what I explain to to certain people, there is a solution. The solution, what if we start the processed foods? You think the people that are making billions
on these things,
they want to stop that? They don't want to stop that. So what are we gonna do? So if my goal is I just explained, so let's create a solution that is more like a bandage, not solution, but people see like is a solution that I'm doing something about it, right? Let's create gyms. Don't stop eating processed foods. Just go and exercise more.
Yeah, do exercise. Yeah.
Eat your calories. Eat less sugars. Eat less processed.
Yeah.
Saturated fats. Eat less salt. So you telling me to do all this, don't, but you don't create a better solution? No, we're creating a better solution for you. Just don't do this and go to the gym. Exercise more.
It's difficult. I can find it's difficult to deal with.
It's difficult because they creating so much stuff around it for you not to get out of it. That's why it's difficult for people. And people, because they don't understand this process, I just explained.
Yeah, it takes time to see what's the process of food can do your body. Yeah. So when you see these things, what you think about what's happened on our mind is just because those foods, the food as well, create our brain to don't process like
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. What you eat affects the way you think.
Yeah.
So if you eat a lot of processed food, it affects the way you think, the way you move.
Yeah.
Like you just described, we get more lazier. We get more lazy because of the processed foods. High sugary drinks, and some other foods as well. The food is the foundation of how you think and how you do certain things. Even committing crime.
Really?
If you're let's say you're a violent person already, and you try to control it, trying to have a high sugary drink, see what happens.
Oh yeah, you got more energy.
You got more energy, more dopamine kicking in. Somebody, let's say you're driving, somebody cuts you off, what's gonna happen? Road rage. So you're gonna get sick. Definitely. You will get sick. Yeah. And the body shows that. Your eye is gonna show that, your tone of your skin is gonna show that, hair, your body will show that. And then you have there's sometimes in the day, but mostly nighttime, that your organs will work on itself to try to rejuvenate. So that's what they call it a body clock. Body clock means more like your body needs to adjust itself what happened during the day. And sometimes if you work in a night shift like I did, I did it for 13 years back then. It can really affect you psychologically because you're mostly in the dark, and it can affect you as well because what I just mentioned, and it can affect you as well because you're not resting enough. Sleeping in daytime, you don't rest enough. So the food it can affect the way you think, the way you move, and the way you interact with other people. Exercise, it won't change anything if you have no purpose. Purpose is the fuel. It's like a car. You have all the nice car, has no fuel, it's not gonna go anywhere. Right. So you need that purpose, and genetics as well. That person might be in an ectomorphic, ectomorph. So fast metabolism, small joints. So it might, fast metabolism is very difficult to put on weight, but very easy to keep normal weight or skinny. If you have, let's say, if you're in a stage of high pressure, stress, they get very, very skinny. So that can be one of them. Again, second can be purpose. Exercise is not going to do nothing for him because he knows
you just go there,
but I don't have no
just
purpose.
to see the people in the gym and
just socialize. But what's keeping him flat is lack of purpose. Lack of purpose, like why am I here?
So I've been seeing that's my question. I've been seeing a lot of people change their body obviously when they go to the gym.
Right.
When they do the proper workout and stuff, they change their body. If they want to create, you can see people. If they are fat, they go skin. If they people who they not fat, they want to earn muscles. They do, and they change. I have a lot of friends. They change their body. They were small, skinny, and now they are big. That can happen with certain age.
Your body changes. Your body changes.
Yeah,
constantly changing. Yeah. Genetics play a big role as well, but your body will change. From 1 to 10.
You will see the difference.
You will see the difference. 10 to 20. So at that stage, your body has a faster metabolism, unless if you're maybe endomorph. Endomorph, when it's very easy for you to to put on body weight, and you have big cheeks, and they say you have big bones as well. So genetically, if it comes from the family, you're most likely to be like that. But you have to create habits and a proper mindset to get out of it. There is a solution. You can get out of it, and not just using genetics as an excuse to just stay there. So if you're endomorph, yes, it's most likely when you're youngest. But if you're mesomorph like myself, athletic, and you can put on weight if you have bad habits, and you can lose weight and be athletic. And I've always been athletic. I've been training for 15 years. Weight training, do athletic, type of training. And when I started, it was more when I was 12.
Thank you. I would like to jump for a different subject, but before I go that one, the next one, just tell me, it is possible to have a perfect body?
Perfect body is very subjective, meaning they're creating a template that everybody has to look that way. That's unrealistic. It's impossible. We have different DNAs, body structure. We think different. Some people have melanin. Some people have less melanin, which plays a big part in your DNA structure. So how can this guy, and heights as well? We have different heights. So perfect body, no. The perfect body is the one that is the right for your body structure, the way you look. But now
I see people smoking, in front of the door,
and then go.
And they go in the gym.
I've seen it as well.
So that doesn't affect.
It does affect anything that your body doesn't need. Does your body need smoking? No. Smoking a cigarette is man-made for profit. There's nothing that benefits the body at all. What does the smoke benefit in the body? Nothing.
Is it?
Nothing.
I think they'd be more live, more
live because they need dopamine rush. But because they purpose. If you're a person full of purpose, like you have, HDC, HDC, podcast, this is something that you're working on, and he's making you step up, and he's making you more motivated. That's your dopamine rush. People that don't have that,
they need to create something. And most of the time it's smoking or drinking.
The easiest thing they know in people maybe around them. Let's drink. Let's try to forget the present. Let's go somewhere else.
Man, I would like to jump on the next topic, but I don't know, man. I want to leave this topic for later. I want to go to entrepreneur.
Right.
What is entrepreneur? I've been hearing everybody talking. Entrepreneur.
Right.
What is entrepreneur?
Yes, you are hearing it a lot, especially for the last, I'll say 7-8 years. Right.
And I can. I'm sorry, before you go, I've been seeing people, they start like their YouTube channel.
Right.
Entrepreneur.
Right.
How can I be entrepreneur? What is entrepreneur?
Again,
we are entrepreneur if you will start like a YouTube channel?
Again, you can or you can't. Again, let's go for the roots.
Yes.
Right. So before capitalism was created, because we move on, for the, they call it ancient age to the industrial age, and now we're in the information age. So that started in the capitalism. So capitalism is what? We need to create businesses that compete with each other, like football, to score more points to get to the top.
There you go.
So everyone back then was an entrepreneur by nature. You are an entrepreneur by nature. But back then, the society was more like what? You have a skill, or you have a service, or you have maybe something to trade on. Let's say if you're a farmer, that's a skill. And you have goats, you have animals, right? So there's no money back then. So you can trade with what you have. It can be information, your knowledge, or it can be with anything that you have with other merchant. So this is why there was not so much poverty back then. Until everything's changed. Why? Because the elite, now they created capitalism, so the elite can benefit the most of the wealth, and can have most of the population to be workers for them. Because they have what? They have a goal how they want to create their society. So they want to create a society in a certain way. Let's have something called money. So nobody have access to it. We have access to it. We created it. We teach how to deal with it. Only the people that can have more money that can get access to this information. And that caps most of the people. And let's change the mind, the way they think about money. We need to work hard for the money. No, we don't. We need to have more skills for money. The more you help people, the more you get more money. So this is why we see more poor countries.
Yes.
And that's why we see more poor people, even in a country that is rich.
Yes.
Why? Again, access to information and access to resources.
You think like to be rich is more lack of information?
Lack of information. Being rich and being poor is all this that you need to know to get there. Is information. But they'll block you with certain things. They'll block you maybe social status. So you have the poor, middle class, and then higher middle class, and then you have the rich, the wealthy, and the super wealthy. You see how many layers?
Yeah.
So you don't want to go through those layers. You need the information where these people are, but it's very difficult to get them because they keep it
really close to
very close. They might now we see more in books because a lot of people, because of the internet, which is good. But
we are in information era.
Information age. But with information age, what do they do? We can't just put good information out there because otherwise people will pick it, and then we can't control the masses, and we'd have people working for us. So we need to do what? Overload them with information. So now they need to find out what is good and bad information for them to get here. So certain entrepreneurs, they put a lot of information out there, good information. Some people, entrepreneurs, they recycle certain things that's being said. They just change the marketing in certain words. It's exactly the same thing. And some people, they come up with the new ideas. And some people, they come actually exposing the idea. So those people that I like to follow the most, because they're actually going deep to the root and going deep to the problem solving. And so, I never thought about that. So, but again, everyone was an entrepreneur. Everyone is an entrepreneur by nature. But
why you mean everyone is entrepreneur by nature?
Because you have that survival skill yourself. When you're a baby, I have two babies. You see them, the way they move in the house, the way they ask for things, the way they want to do things themselves. Because my daughter is 3, she wants to do everything herself. She asks me about this. She wants to do. That's entrepreneurship. My daughter is 3. My son is 1. So we made them to do some healthy pizzas, right? So healthy pizzas, and then we put in the oven and come out. But my son's was very hot. So I was like, no, leave it here, just to cool down a little bit. My daughter had a pizza. And then, while we were in the living room, she went and ate my boy's pizza. And then I went there, and I was like, "What's the pizza?" So it was gone. So and then my partner said, "Oh, yeah, but he was there." I said, "Yeah, I know he was there. I put it there."
He didn't finish.
Oh, he's not there. No, he's not there. So my partner was like, "It must be a dog that did it, right?" So I asked her, "Oh, so what happened?" She said, "Oh, I ate it." This is what she did. 1 minute, she went to the fridge and tried to make another one. That's entrepreneurship. What's entrepreneurship? You solving problems. Any problems that you can solve based on your skills, you solving problems. That's an entrepreneur. But now you having a business, you're a business owner. Because there's entrepreneurship and there's business owners. And there's business owners that are not entrepreneurs, and they are entrepreneurs, they're not business owners. That is the difference. And there's a lot of confusion out there. Entrepreneurs, you solve problems, but you can have a business, or it can be a consultant. You consult to other and you still don't have a business, but you're more of sole trader. Or you can have a business around it. So now you're a business owner, entrepreneur at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So There's a lot of confusion out there.
That's
why. Again, that's why they don't want everyone to be entrepreneurs. Why? Because we want most people to be employees, to work for these big corporations. That's where the confusion comes from. Again, everyone is an entrepreneur. You just need to know what your gifts are. Work on those skills, master them, master one, and then like a tree. Seed is what? Seed is your God-given talent. And then the tree, you're growing, that's your skill, and then you start growing more skills, and then the tree blossoms. So you have a lot more skills. One skill is not enough, and then you solving problems.
So when you say one skill is not enough, it is kind of like saying like one job is not enough.
It's not enough, especially information age. Because why? Because do you see the speed how everything changes? They sack people very quickly. They change the structure of the corporation very quickly. And most people don't see it coming. An entrepreneur will see it coming. But because you're stuck on that mindset of employee, going in, clocking out, and just do this autonomous, stuff that you do every single day, of course you're not going to see it. You don't think like that. And that's the mindset they want most people to, to have. So if you have that mindset, you're not going to think about building anything.
So you would like to see your daughter, your sons, your kids.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Employee.
No. They can be employees, but the goal is to be entrepreneurs. The employee might be maybe just to see the other side. Or maybe a start, so they don't want to be like that. But they will have to be entrepreneurs. They'll have to be. They are already, like as you said, my daughter just came with a solution.
So and so what kind of solutions that's gonna make us entrepreneur? Any solutions that we create, or
yes, it can be anything. It can be anything. Anything that you see that needs problem fixing. If you have those skills, you fix it. That's entrepreneurship. But you have to think about.
So how can how can I earn money with this? Like for example, I know to fix the problem that I found out like on my neighborhood, right? I know, like let's say I see something and I want to fix it out. How can? I know how to do it. But how can I earn money with this? For example, imagine like any example. For example, let's see in this area a lot of kids, and I can see moms, they can do because they work, and the parents they work, and there's no time to do that school run, right? Time to wake up and deal with kids and deal with their work or stuff. And I see like, if we had like a car doing taxis, you can call each house and pick those kids and take them to school and bring them in. I may do a solution for them because
that's a solution. That's entrepreneurship.
So the way I saw that, if I do this to earn money, just to charge them, right, money to take their kids and bring them safely and stuff. So this is the idea. But which other ideas you think like people they may have and they use? I can use this one to create and earn money, because a lot of people they have ideas, they have things, but how they can earn money with this?
For example, we just described that's probably
I saw something to fix it, but how you see, because if we put on this way to other people, maybe a few people they may say, I saw something, I can do this. Other people they say, I want to do this, but I know there's another guy who do taxes, so my job's done, so I need to find a different idea. How you find like people they can use their ideas and earn money even when they already know other people do it, right?
Like entrepreneur, he knows he needs to build certain skills. So let's say these problems you described, these guys' skills might be leadership or might be something else, right? Maybe he's very good at logistics, let's say that. But he saw a problem. Okay, I'm good at logistics. I can see how things can go, and run and stuff. So what I'm gonna do? Okay, I can do a partnership with some taxi companies. So with the partnership with them, I can get some, commissions and create a solution where everyone can work and distribute those services. You're the middle guy. Meaning you're the middle guy, you're in the middle, but you're connecting with different taxi companies to solve this problem. So then you're going to be like, yeah, but I'm going to do structure it properly. A business is a better way to structure it, so you can hire other people to do that. Maybe customer service, phone calls and get everything, or somebody else that helps with the logistics with the taxi drivers, like Uber. Uber is an app.
Yeah.
This what you're describing, you're doing more as a human, a human being. So you create a business that can help to fix those problems, but you have partnership with different companies. So that is entrepreneurship. Fixing a problem, but now you can either be a business owner and stay there in the business and work and not do anything else, but you're not an entrepreneur. Because we can see a lot of business owners, they work in their shops for 12 hours, and you talk to them, you can see there's no growth, there's no solution unless if they're shops, and those are business owners. They're not really entrepreneurs. And an entrepreneur, we just talked about, he puts people in the right position in this business, but he doesn't have to be there. Because he needs to create.
He's always thinking about things.
Problem solving, creating new stuff. If you're in a business, how can he create? You're stressed.
Okay, so the way you're saying this is going so... Okay, let's see. So, if you are in uni, university, 5 years, you're learning, and then you come out. On this age, this era where information is going faster, you don't think like people, they will be what they learning in 5 years, they don't gonna be able to put on at market, for example.
You'll be too late. You're studying for the past. You study for the past because
if you tell me like entrepreneurs, like they are always like boom 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 boom. If you go to study 5 years, you master yourself, when you come out,
it's too late. Your skills are not valuable anymore.
That's why a lot of people, they say it's like your CV doesn't matter anymore.
It's like, what's in your CV? You're giving me all this what you have done. What can you do today and for tomorrow? But I have this, and but this is the past. We don't need this. We only need this. It's not in your CV. But I went to uni. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Because you study for the past.
So there's a lot of people. How you describe then says like a lot of people, they struggle themselves. They see themselves just to work to someone.
Because they struggle because of the social conditioning, and that starts very early. School. The school takes that entrepreneurship spirit out. And that's what makes you an employee. Because when you go to school, what happens? You get told what to do, how to sit, when to talk, stop moving. You're disrupting the class. So now you're scared of everything. Reading, you're scared that people might laugh at you, or the teacher might tell you off. You get told off constantly. You create something. You can see the best entrepreneurs are the ones that are not good at school.
Or they just
they're not in the box. Well, I'm not doing this. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Like my brain can't. I'm not going to the class. So why? Because those people, they realize this doesn't make sense. They don't know what it is, but it's that social conditioning. So those that are very good academically, they're not good entrepreneurs because they need to get told what to do. Even if they're good at what they do, they need to get told what to do. They're not good in, talking to people, running leadership skills. No, those people academically work for the entrepreneurs. So you do good at school, you're gonna be a good worker. Those people that are not good at school, they think outside of the box and they become better entrepreneurs if they choose that route.
So what will be your plan? For example, your plan for your kids.
Right.
How you gonna start? They need to go to school. So what basically would be your plan? Imagine it like you want to create something that to avoid them to lose that sense about like being an entrepreneur. So how are you gonna do basically?
There's many plans that you can do. They teach us like we only have one plan. No, we don't. There's many plans that we can do. One of them can be they can go to school to learn, how to read. Learn English, a little bit of maths, then just the basic stuff, and then you do your own teaching. You can do homeschooling, but to do homeschooling, you have to have knowledge on what you're going to school your kids about. So if you don't have knowledge, you can't do that. You can't take them out of school and teach them what.
Yeah.
You don't know much. So this is why learning a lot areas or from what you know already.
Yeah, you open your mind and you don't have to stay just in one.
Exactly. So when if I when I teach them, myself, I know what to teach them. I'll filter all the BS out. This is what you need to know.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the learning process. And learning process again is a skill. You need to know how to learn. If you learn one skill and master it, you have one way of learning already. But that's not the only way. Your mind have to be open for other ways of learning.
Yeah.
Let's say if you get to live 80, right? So 80, you started working maybe when you're
19, 20?
Yeah, like 20.
Yeah.
So you got what? You got 60 years of working for somebody else, 60 years of misery instead of 10. And now you're old, and that's when now I can retire and then who wants to do stuff for 80 years old? Like go and enjoy life for 80 years old. You're old.
Yeah.
You can't do, but an entrepreneur, let's say someone that started when he was 15. So let's say it takes about 10 to 15 years. That person, by the age of 25 or 30, is financially free.
Yeah. Black history. So how you can how you can get yourself say like, yo, this is where I'm start, this is I need to go. How you can tell the person like, yeah, this is your history.
Yeah, it's a little bit complex.
Yeah.
Again, guys, we're gonna go a little bit deeper so you can understand the root of where we are today, right? So Black history and culture. So let's say if you're a melanated person, I don't like to say really black, melanated. We have melanin.
Yeah.
So if you're a melanated person, history and culture is like a fish that needs water. A fish cannot survive without water. Water is their history and culture. So the fish can't survive without water.
Yeah.
A melanated person cannot survive without knowing their past and being in their culture. Does that make sense?
Second.
So if you're a fish, you need water to survive. If you're a melanated person, you need your history, past, and you need your culture to survive. So those people that say, I don't need to know the past, and I don't need to know much about my history. It's like a fish saying, I don't need water to survive. I can survive on the surface. And then what happens? He's trying to survive. He won't survive. Trying to go up. What's going to happen? Boom.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen? You're going to be lost. You're going to be bouncing around on ideas, beliefs, and you have no direction in life. And that's what people don't understand.
Do you think when people say, I don't mind, I don't care to know about my history, they try to avoid themselves to know the truth about the history, isn't it? Because it's the way I feel like when you don't know and you don't want to know about your history, right? And you try to escape, it's something like you're afraid, to know the truth, right? So this is hard as well.
It's like analogy.
Yeah.
It's like you were a tiger, but you telling yourself that you were a bird. And people say, no, you're a tiger. And this is what tiger culture is. So no. I'm an eagle. I'm not tiger. You're living in what? Illusion. So what's going to happen? You're going to try to emulate what an eagle does.
Yeah.
But you can't fly. You can't see very far. And you can't do certain things. So you put yourself in the box, right? Put yourself in the box, and then you can't reach your potential as a tiger. If you knew you were a tiger, if you knew the history our tiger came to be and what the nature of a tiger and culture are they supposed to live, you reach your potential as a tiger because you know who you are, you know your past, and you know your culture. you're not confused with certain things, saying like you this, you that. All that is illusion. You're living in illusion. And then when some things happen, now you're confused. Why they doing this to me? Why they talking to me like this? Why you see this all the time?
Yeah. You don't understand.
You don't understand what's going on. You might see yourself, maybe, I'm not this. Everybody else is seeing you.
Yes. Yes.
Just because you don't see, it doesn't mean that other people don't see what they want to see. That man might not tell you. So you living in illusion.
Yeah. And
everybody else knows roughly who you are, but you don't.
Okay, I want to talk about illusion. this subject is so... Okay, man. I saw one guy.
Right.
Yeah. On the internet. He's talking really about this black history and stuff.
Right.
One of his clip, he says, is illusion when you marry with someone who's not from your culture, because the person doesn't understand you. And maybe you don't understand, and you can't live together that way. And can I take that one where you says illusion for those people? They are taking something like that life they perceive that is kind of, I can say that is illusion.
It can be an illusion. It can be an illusion, because who people choose to be with, is choice.
It's choice,
right? It's choice. That's fine. I've done that myself. I'm not there anymore. And historically, psychologically, it is an illusion. If you look at it as a group, if you look at it as an individual, you'll do that because you don't really care about the group.
Yeah.
But it does affect the group.
Yes.
And it does affect the person. Well, so let's say your culture is different. You marry somebody else with a different culture. You'll clash.
Yes.
There's going to be a clash there of cultures. Different upbringings, different psychology, different experience. Now you marry somebody that doesn't have the same experience, psychology, and history. So in that relationship, there's going to be here and there. Psychologically. Might not be talking there, but there's power in weakness. So now you have to look at that relationship. Who has the power and who has the weakness there? Powerlessness. Depends who you're looking at. But you have to look at it now this way, in that relationship. Which culture are they following on that in that house? Plus, if they have kids, what culture
they are trying to teach
to the kids? So if the culture, let's say, is the wife's culture, the wife is the dominant one. Right? It's the dominant. Why? Because I'm instilling, everything that we're doing in the house is in my culture.
Yeah.
The way we speak, the way we sit on the table, the way we eat, the way the interest that we have, everything that we do is in my culture. So now if the other person says that, no, why don't you go 50-50 in culture? I want my kids to learn maybe this language and learn about my culture and learn about maybe the language, some other stuff. If this person says no, you already know. You're not going to work. And you dealing with someone that knows has power over you. And myself, in my lifetime, I've met a lot of people. I never see this. I always see this.
Always.
Either men or women, some culture is dominating the other culture. They might even pretend, oh, let's do a little bit of your culture, but not fully of your culture. They can go eat the food sometimes, dress sometimes, but there isn't. So when this happens, it's a problem.
Do you will marry someone who's not from your culture? If
regarding to you developing yourself, me developing myself, and me studying history, cultures, psychology, so I came to realize, if I do that outside of my culture, it's a little bit more difficult to me to live the life that I want and to be myself psychologically, right? Because I want to practice my culture. So if I'm outside of the culture, if the culture where I'm in, it can be a country, the person that I may be married with psychologically knows you into my culture, you into my country, or you into my religion. They know they're dominant over you already without even saying it. So they expecting you to be here and to be there. So me knowing that, I knew that was not going to happen. So yes, I do have a partner. Yes, I want to get married. And yes, he's for my culture. He makes everything much easier.
Much easier for you.
Much easier. Why? Because we have the same, history, psychology, and experience. And we melanated as well, so we can understand each other a lot more. And we have children, so our children, there's no that push and pull. We teaching them what being a melanated person is, the history, what they need to know. So it's a lot easier. First, marriage is a business.
Describe business, man.
It is a business.
Yeah. Why? How? Where?
To get married, what do you need to get married? I've seen people, get married. So you sign, there's paperwork involved. There's sometimes, solicitors involved. There's all these entities, involved, which requires funds, right? So that is a business already. So once you get into a marriage, in love, right? So you don't care about none of that.
No, yeah.
So once you want to get divorced, that's when the reality kicks in.
Oh yeah.
Now is hard to get out. And it's hard to get out, and the more entities has to be involved, and the more entities benefits for you to split up into a marriage. So in regards to what he said, maybe should be more clear. Let's say if you're a rich person, you can be an athlete, entertainer, whatever, right? And you marry somebody else that maybe is less fortunate, or maybe same level or higher, right? So you both got finances. When you get married, right? So you get married with your finances, family, culture, everything else. Now, it doesn't work out. There's a settlement that has been, done before the marriage. Who stays with what? The dominant culture that you're in will benefit for you, from you splitting up. Because that's how it's set up. So if you're not dominant, you're not in a dominant society. If you're not a dominant society, you will get hurt with the person that you married that is in a dominant society. That person will benefit for you, for you splitting up. So he's talking about culturally. He's talking about power as well in the marriage, and he's talking about psychology as well. I think that's where he's coming from. So based on these three things, you can it can be very hard for you if you don't think like that. But someone that thinks like that, they'll never go to that route, because they know what game, psychological game in capitalism that is is involved.
So is saying this way, it's not to saying like you're promoting people to split up. Like
I'm not promoting. It depends on what your intent. What is your intent? Yes, you can. You're going into love. But most people are not thinking about these factors that I just explained, and this is why you have more divorce.
Because then I think so. Basically, the way I'm seeing as well is like marriage or start like a life with someone is something that you don't have to take as the first principle. I love, but they need to be like more conscious.
There has to be more conscious into
what you want for.
Exactly.
It's not to choose a person because you love the person. Just it.
Yeah, exactly. And people can love each other. They can get married because that's where they go into the marriage first. But people that are more conscious, people that know more how capitalism works and how society works, they have the power to see these things and to avoid certain things most people can't see. So those people are more highly intelligent than people who just jump into it and the reality kicking in when things are not working out. And even like getting to a marriage is a process, not destination. Most people they go into a destination, think, we get married now, we married, like no, you work on yourself, personal development, yourself into a marriage so you can stay there.
You can stay, yeah.
You don't get to a marriage and then trying to change. You can. It can't be too late.
Yeah. You need to be something like really on the path. Yeah.
But now, if you train yourself and you're dedicated and you have some certain traumas that you recognize that you're working on them before getting to a marriage, you're not bringing many baggage into a marriage. So you go into personal development into a marriage. Now you know what you have to know what to be into a marriage before you get there.
Yeah.
Most people, they jump in it and then that's when they realize what marriage is. So you have to personal development into it, and then once you into it, keep growing. Some people, they just say, I'm married now, so I don't need. So they don't take care of themselves. They don't take care of their mind. They just stay there, and then what happens? Split. And then there's some people that say, "Oh, I thought I knew you," or you should not know the person fully. If you know person fully, it means that person is not developing. Your mind is there. That your partner knows already your interests, knows your MO, how you move, knows everything. There's nothing there to know about.
But okay, so Black history.
Yeah, Black history.
Let's go talk a little bit more about this. I never sat down with my parents and talk about history. About a lot of things. I never. So let's talk about this. How we can start.
Yeah, how we can start. First, we need to go all the way back.
Yeah.
People don't like, why do you go all back? You have to.
Yeah. Yes. It's so boring to think like, oh yeah, we need to go always back. But it's really important to go because it's where the things connected.
Yes, you can need to connect the dots.
Yeah.
So how can you connect the dots? You don't want to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
You have to start from the middle.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle, you cut off most of it, the most important out of it.
It's gone.
Is gone, and then how are you going to understand the present and then prepare yourself for the future?
Yeah.
Purpose. Again, if you don't understand your history, you have no purpose.
Yeah.
Like you see, like I'm kind of a little bit in the high energy.
Yeah.
And that comes from, again, purpose, knowing my history, knowing my culture, where I'm going and what things I need to avoid, because I know history and I know how society works as well. Culture gives you what? Give a sense of purpose. Why am I here? Culture and history. Where did my culture, my history started? How do we come to be where we are today? So we need to go all the way back.
Yeah.
All the way back. I had to go all the way back. From where the planets were formed, the universe. So I started there.
Yeah. Let's go.
So once I started there, it was easier, than to understand the so-called human evolution, which is not its adaptation. Because we had six stages, of evolution, which I don't want to go too much in depth. So 6 evolution, and the last one,
time as well. I know your purity as well. But let's go a little bit on those. Yeah.
So before the human beings, we had the planets, and then we had the age of the fishes, amphibians, and then you had the age of reptiles, and then the mammals, and then the human beings, right? So that was the stage, and that's scientifically, and then you have the first stage, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, which is the Homo sapiens sapien. So from there, let's say we came from monkeys, but it's not we came from monkeys. So on the sixth stage, Homo sapiens, we are a little bit more, like they say, gorillas, right? So the temperature of the planet in every single stage, it happens. Temperature, so then. The human life started in Africa. The human life started in Africa. Places that we call the democratic, Congo.
Congo,
Yeah, Congo, Djibouti, North Kenya.
Yes.
So it started there, right? And a little bit, South as well, South Africa.
Human being start.
So that's how we started, right? So the first evolution.
Say that Africa is like the motherland.
The motherland. Yeah. So it started there, the first evolution, because you cannot find bones that is older than the bones they found in Africa anywhere else. So that's the start of the first human civilization, not civilization. First human, and then moving on to the 6th stage. So every time the planet temperature of planet changed. So we had to adapt. So now on the sixth stage, you know, yes, there was a change, and there was, Africa was a lot, forests and stuff, and some of them stayed on the trees, some of them then start walking, right? So those that start walking, they had to adapt on the ground. Those that were on the trees, they didn't develop much because they didn't need to.
Yeah.
But those on the ground, they had to, their limbs, they had to start to be more upright. So the more upright they become, because of the sun, we have pineal gland, a gland that we have, which is activated by sun light energy. So because now we're more upright, we get more sun to the pineal gland, we become more intelligent. So now we're becoming more intelligent. Now we're starting to create, more things. So now we're creating more things, tools, and that's when then we started to create more civilization. Because we started to realize, okay, now we need to understand how nature works. Because I can see, I plant a seed, and the seed go the process of what? The seed, growth, flourishing, death.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is why it seems like nature works. So we can see as well, this is how we working as well. So now we start to understand nature. Once we started to understand nature, everything changed. So now everything's changing. We understand we need to follow nature. We need to be in tune with nature, and because now our intelligence, the consciousness are increasing, regarding because we're more upright, we get more energy from the sun. Now we start to build our little, civilization. So now we started from there. We're creating stuff, and we're creating, democracy. So we created democracy. Democracy is like, people, for the people. So everybody has an input on a decision making. Not just one person. Everyone is, right? So now we know we need to focus as well in the cosmos, because we know. Because we know now we understand nature, but there's something higher, there's just nature. So now once you start understanding spiritual science, which is the cosmos, understanding the stars and spiritual science, that's when everything changed. That's when then we have civilizations. First civilization was the Twa Imbuti, the people from the Congo, the short stature people, who still have them, but there are very few of them. Because a lot of them, got killed, and they pushed them out as well, from Congo. So it's such stature people. They're very small. They're all like this. They're very small. The Twa Imbuti. These are the first people that created civilizations. So we start there as a civilization builders, and then those people start traveling, to Nubia, which we call Sudan today. Travel a little bit more south, and then in Nubia, they created their civilization. That's where the pyramid, structure started. Not in Egypt.
Now in Egypt.
That's where we started there. And if you go into, Nubia, Sudan, there's probably 300, pyramids in there. Already built. So they built the civilization there already. And then they say, okay, so now we're more intelligent. We need to know what's going on more out there. So we start traveling. So the same people that start traveling to Kemet, because that's the real name, Kemet, and not Egypt. They start traveling there, and they just upgraded themselves. The knowledge they took to up north, they upgraded themselves. So now they upgraded themselves. They started building a lot of civilization. Another civilization there. So which is the Kemetic.
Where is where the white civilization then that time?
Yeah, it started when we started moving, because the first civilization moving to where we started traveling was more to Southeast Asia. That's where we started first. Southeast Asia. So the Ainu people, the Ainu, which is the Twa Imbuti, they traveled there, and that's where the first Chinese civilization started, by the Ainu people. This is why if you go to to South Africa, you see the Sankoi people. They look exactly like Chinese, because they live up in the mountains, so there's a lot of wind, so their eyes are a lot more are more like this. So they travel there. So first civilization there, was from them. And then we start traveling more to, up north to Europe. And then we had the fourth ice age that occurred on the planet, the fourth one. So a group of Africans travel there because we want to explore. And now people trapped there. So they trapped in ice age, you can't come back. Massive ice age. And then from there, whoever had melanin died because you can't survive with your melanin, in the ice. So those that, had to survive, their melanin had to be out. So now the people that trapped there, then ice, their body started to change again to adapt. Now evolution is that when you want to, but adaptation, you're forced to. So nature had to force the body to adapt. So this is where then the physio that we have started to get more straight, because you need to protect you need to protect your neck, because that's where your brain, your central nervous system is, connects. So now your hair has to be more straight to protect yourself. Our noses are quite wide. They have to go more narrow to protect the brain from the freezing cold. So you don't need wide, you need to go like this. So you can when the hair comes on your nostrils, when it gets to your brain, is hot. This is why now the nose has to change, the lips has to change, the hairs have to change, the facial structure, everything had to change, and then we lost our melanin. So from there, this is where the Caucasians become. So it was more of an evolution, and the evolution has been 8,000 years old. So in Europe, we cannot find archaeologists, they can't find bones older than 8,000 years old. In Europe, only in Africa, Southeast Asia, and then in Americas as well. But now they needed to adapt in the cold conditions, so their way of life had to change. They can't live how they used to live back in a hot country, not country, continent. So now they're there, they need to hunt. They have 3 months of vegetation, plants, so they can have, they can have food. So 3 months, you miss those 3 months, that's it, dead. That's why we have words like deadline. We have a deadline. So you have to change to adapt to those conditions. This is why culture in Europe and culture in Africa and culture in Asia, they're different. But the closest culture to Africa culture is Asia. Why? Because we're the first moving.
But as you mentioned, the people who move into
exactly. And if I've got some pictures as well. I can show you the first Chinese people and the first Japanese people. In Japan.
Send them that the way I can use to the clip.
And then you're gonna go to Sankoi people from South Africa. They look exactly the same. But we think that the Chinese. No, we think that the Sankoi people look like the Chinese. No, the Chinese are the descendants from the the Sankoi people. So it's very hard for people to accept it, even though there's evidence, because of a lot of misinformation that's out there. Plus, once you get fed with some misinformation, with the misinformation for so long, it's very hard when somebody presents you the truth. So then what happens? Your brain just goes like this.
That's true. It's too much.
It's very hard.
Too much, And there is any other thing that you would like to add on Black history? About
all this misinformation started nearly 200 years ago, right? In the 1800s with the Egyptologist. So Egyptology, you don't have no other civilization like Europeanology. You don't have it. Americanology, you don't have it. Africanology, you don't have it. Chineseology, you don't have it. You don't have it. Why? Because it's a study to do what? To explore and get all the information that they can get and to use it on the civilization that we see today to empower themselves and keep the people cut off from their own history. So I'll take we do the study, we find what we find, and then we take what we need, and then we cut off the people that come from that civilization so we can control the world.
Wow.
So that's what Egyptology really is. And that's why you see them still digging.
Yeah.
And why do they dig? Why they digging bodies? They digging bodies. Why are you doing, for experiment? Yeah, but I don't see doing it in Europe.
Yes.
I don't see doing it in Europe, digging, their, ancestors, Napoleon.
And they're not doing these things. That's hard.
They're not doing that. Only there.
Yeah.
Because Egypt once was the center of knowledge.
Yes.
That's where the Greeks, the Romans went to study, and then, the series, the invasion, that happened there, because that's source of knowledge and wisdom, and a lot of invasions, because we have the first six till the 6th dynasty, and then we have the 11th dynasty to the 15th, and then the 18th to 25th dynasty. So all these dynasties, and there was all these interruptions, because that was a source of knowledge and wisdom. And then once now you can constantly be invaded, even though you have your defense, but because of the age of because of the age of the bronze that was growing, like in Europe, in Asia, so they started to create weapons for warfare. So once you create weapons for warfare, because you're thinking about war, so you create that, and then you go to fight people that more, they like balance, they like harmony. It's a little bit easier to dominate those people.
Yeah. And how about the if we talk like about religions, and we talk Catholic, Protestant, they're like is a European religions. So where is start the African religion? Which one is?
Back then we had spirituality, which is the foundation. Spirituality is like is the mother, right? So spirituality it comes from the heavens. You know that you have an afterlife. You know the body is just a vessel, so you can bring the heavens on earth. So we have to be balanced, harmony, righteousness, truth, reciprocity. So we need to live by laws of laws of the cosmos and laws of nature, right?
Yeah.
So spirituality, that's what it teaches you. So spirituality is not about the laws.
I think it still exists.
It does still exist, but that was the foundation. So
many people don't talk about this.
They don't talk because the religion is most dominant. But spirituality, that's what we had back then. So
we can say then spirituality is the mother of the other religions.
Yes, spirituality is, because spirituality is about cosmology, and is about reaching God consciousness, and being in tune with the nature, and being in tune with with yourself, knowing where your purpose is, and being in tune with the people around you.
So in Africa, there is where a lot of others that I don't know if you could take as religion, but the people says like it's voodoo and things like that. So they took like black magic, voodoo and stuff.
Voodoo.
So this is not religion.
Voodoo is a ritual that comes from spirituality. So voodoo is
just the ritual. That's
spiritual science. So voodoo is a process of you doing a ritual so you can invoke your ancestors, the invisible world with the physical world. The ritual. So people that say voodoo is being used to undermine what this is all about. It made it look like it's a bad thing. So let's say if you don't know your history and culture, and you learn about other people's culture that they're teaching this, you think your culture
the bad one
is the bad one. So would you go back to your culture? No. You won't. So that's when then the disconnect happens. Now you're living other people's fantasies in culture, and now you think everything that comes from your culture is bad. But this is how we can control people. So voodoo, is just rituals to invoke the the ancestors, and being tuned with the nature and cosmology. It's not a bad thing, and that's the essence of every single one of us. If you're melanated,
yeah.
If you think voodoo is bad, you're gonna have a tough life.
Yeah,
you do, because you're not living your essence, how you are, who you are, in connecting with the spiritual world. And that's what a lot of us, we struggle, because we think voodoo is bad, we think our culture is this not. Somebody told you that. You need to learn really deeply about your culture.
Yeah, because people, when they talk about voodoo, and they just think about bad things.
Bad things. So now let's see like this. Why is voodoo a bad thing? It's a ritual invoking ancestors, what I just explained. And why do you think people that have reading cards and do astrology exactly the same thing? So how come one is bad, another one is good? Different rituals, same thing.
Yeah.
And this has been mastered already 10,000 years old.
People who read cards, they take like ritual. That one is
they have a ritual that they do.
Yeah.
They have a ritual that they do. They have to be, in a different place. They have to do certain things, whatever that works for that person, they do. But you see a lot of them, they actually don't have that gift. They do it more. They pretend. And they might have a high level of intuition.
Yeah.
And that high level of intuition that most people do have, but they don't get to that level.
Yeah.
You make it seem like this guy knows a lot.
Yeah.
And that person might be very good in psychology.
Yeah, just to read you
read and stuff, and then you think he's actually, this guy's telling me about this and that. No, he probably collected a lot of information out of you that now he can connect the dots and tells you, this is what happened. So they might do it, just for money reasons, and actually helping people.
Wow, yeah, that's
spiritual science. Spiritual science is very deep, and any scripture, anything that you see, I'm not against religions, people that practice their own religion, they practice for group, for them to survive. I don't have problems with the religion.
So you don't have religion.
Intent.
You don't have religion.
I practice spirituality.
Yeah.
But people that use their intent, good intent in religion, I don't have a problem with that. It's your intent.
Yeah.
But I do practice spirituality, because that's the foundation of
It's too much to talk about. I need to go for this one. Community building, that's interesting as well. What do you do, and what it is? Could you just talk about what it is exactly when you say it's like community building?
Yeah, community building is everything that you need to create things that your community needs. Institutions.
Yeah.
Businesses.
Yes.
Hospitals. Shops. Everything that needs to community to survive.
Yes.
You need food. You need all this. That's right. So that's community building. But you need to start from somewhere. And I think starting from the mind first, which is like schools, institutions, is the best thing, because we can see every single society, how they teach their children is through school.
Yeah.
It's never school first.
Learning
Preparing
first. The mind.
Preparing the mind. So now in preparing the mind, then it's easier, because everybody now knows what they needs to get done. But if you don't prepare the mind, then you just gain things all over the place. People not going to get on code. People not going to. They don't know what this is all about. So this is what every civilization, society, they, teach the next generation is through institutions.
Yeah. So what do you do exactly when on building community?
My partner, she has started to do school, which is culture community, and teaching Black history and culture. And I'm a social media, executive. So I put a lot of information, holistic information, on the social media, and I'm a consultant as well. So I give a lot of my ideas and problem solving as well.
Yeah. What's the purpose?
Yeah, the purpose, is for the next generation, mainly, because I think our community needs a lot more help than any other community, especially in this area. We can go anywhere, we can see it.
Yeah.
And we scattered all over the place. Our thoughts are scattered all over the place. Our beliefs are scattered all over the place. Culturally as well, all over the place. So this is to give the foundation of the next generation to know who they are.
Yes.
What the culture, what happened yesterday, what their culture is, and then to give them a sense of purpose as well and direction for the future. And to create as well institutions, businesses, to make the community grow and to be financially, sustainable, for the next more generations.
Where did this come from?
Where it started. No, it started 2 years ago. We've seen a lot of problems in our community. So nobody's really doing nothing about that. I don't see it. So you come up with, with the, I won't say idea, but problem solving. We need to create this after school because what happened, what got even more motivated was when the George Floyd, situation happened. That's what was like, now this cannot happen. Our kids need to know, who they are, their history, and what's going on in society so they can protect themselves. So situations like this won't happen. So she said, I want to do this. I said, you sure? I said, and then she said, this is what I really want to do. I said, we on the road already.
So that going back to that situation exactly for George Floyd.
George Floyd,
Yeah, and how was your feeling when you saw that?
But
what came in your heart?
Yeah, it was hard to watch.
Yeah,
because it was was filmed. I had a lot of thoughts about it. A lot of thoughts about it, and it was not a good thing, to see, experience, and even other people from the culture and other melanated person around the world to experience it, because psychologically it can affect us. Psychologically it can affect us into even to other people to see that we deserve to be in that position. Other groups might see it like your life is not as valuable. This can be done, even filmed, repercussions. And the melanated people might see us like our life is not valuable. They can treat us like this. Psychologically, we're useless. So that can go to the, passed on to the next generation, and they become powerless. So she said, okay, I want to do this. So I asked, she was sure. She said yes. I said, okay, you got my support, because we are studying already our history anyway. We practicing our culture already, and we have children.
Yes.
So we can't think about the present. We need to think about the future, because the young people, they are the future. So once you started that, I just I've been behind supporting her.
And how about the process to teaching kids, and on how you start doing when they come there, when they go there, how they start, how you guys start, from where?
We started online first, because still like the lockdowns and stuff. So we started online through Zoom, and then once we find a building, we hired a building, and then we're doing twice a month.
So twice a month.
Twice a month. And we created the social media, the one that run, and then with advertiser, through that. So we started getting a lot more people. I started making the videos as well, because we need visuals. Because images are very important. It can empower people or it can destroy people. So we wanted to
what's the image?
Exactly, like George Floyd. So I said, okay, I'll do the videos, because I was doing the videos for my fitness anyway. So I can be behind the camera, do the videos, editing them, and put them on the social media. And that's how we start doing pictures and everything. So start editing them nice. People started seeing them. We spread it on the social media. Some people started, sharing it as well. So, oh, this is really nice. So, but we did it in a nice way that looks very motivating, and that it doesn't look like you're in school.
It's different, right?
So completely different. Like on the videos, you can see like they're having fun, they're interacting with each other. There's no like sit straight, don't talk, don't talk. So none of that. Everybody's interacting with each other,
and then you can see them learning.
You can see them learning as well.
What you see that okay, we bring this one to them, and they start doing it. And you can see like they start doing it even there, or on their houses, or on the
yes, because
any example.
An example. we have this family, they constantly, coming, their kids always excited when is the next section. They're about, I think, three or four, their family, they're really good people. And the parents, they were saying like, yeah, we can really see the way they're transforming themselves. They have their self-esteem just is building up, because they gain to know about a lot of stuff that they never got taught. So they never knew that existed, and now it got them to question as well, why are we how come we don't know about this? How come they're not teaching us this in school? So it really helped them with their self-esteem. It will help them as well, their creativity, because every time they're there, they're a lot creative, doing stuff. They're very engaged as well in doing the tasks that we get them to do, and the games that we do as well. So yeah, it's nice to see.
That's great. And so that's really nice, and I can see it's important. So my question is, why this is important to you?
It's important to me and anybody else that works with us, because we have volunteers as well. Because we care about the future.
Yes.
And we care about our children knowing who they are, build a self-esteem, and them knowing their self of purpose. And then for them to do the same on the next generation. Do more than we're doing now. So if we started now, then have all these kids now with their minds in the right place, they're going to be builders. They're going to build something. So 16, 18, they might have businesses that can help the community. It can be shops, it can be skincare, it can be anything, vitamins, it can be anything. So by us doing this, we creating builders. We can't do this ourselves. So we need to create, things like this, so we can, get kids off the road doing the bad things, and to become more productive, creative, and building more institutions and businesses for our community. We doing this, the product that's going to come out of it is we're going to have more people doing good things,
regardless what
business, build institutions, even helping other people the mental issues. So you're going to have more people doing good things than the bad things, because the perception out there already of melanated people is negative already. But that's because it's not because there's a lot of us doing that, it's because it's being pushed more to the forefront,
just to see just this way.
Exactly, which I don't know go too much deep into it, but there's agenda around it. So we want yes, there's going to be more builders, and there's going to be more influential people. So we want to push that, and we know it's going to happen because we can see that already. And we're 2 years in. Yes, we're going to have challenges. We have had challenges, but now how are we going to get out of the challenges? That's one of the most important things. So that's what we work on, and this is why we want good people around us as well. That's going to help us, this process, because this is not for us; it's for the next generation, and they will see it. They will see it.
Do you have a feel like because don't know your history is blocking you to do something?
Yes, you can block you from doing anything. Yes, you can.
What exactly?
Because you have no sense of purpose. You don't know what happened yesterday. How can you know where you're going today? You don't know. You cut off from your past. So you're like a tree with no roots. So what's going to happen? You're going to fall very quickly. You have no foundation.
So on the end, what you are telling is the people who don't ask themselves, people who don't know about their culture, talking about our culture or our community, they need to go research. They need to come close to you to learn and bring their kids to learn, to prepare them to
I think it's too much work, to be honest. It's too much work for the groups to do that. And I don't think really that's their responsibility to do that. It's our responsibility to put it out there. Because certain cultures, they're pushed onto us as well. And a lot of us, we do accept it, some of us don't. Those that don't is those that know their history and culture. So they know who they are, they know their essence, they know their purpose, and they know what culture they should operate in to reach the high level of consciousness and to become a high level of themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
And how about the on the culture, on the community? That what was the name?
The culture community.
Culture community. So with kids, do you guys as well talk about religion?
We have not gotten there yet.
Yes.
But eventually we will do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a process.
It's a process. Right. From which age you can find the kids there?
Yeah, 8 to 16.
8 to 16.
8 to 16.
Okay, so 16 they already know things. They can connect more things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the question that you guys had from coming from them, from any age?
We do have a lot of questions coming from them because they feel like they can ask questions. In schools, they really can't really ask questions. Yeah. If the question's outside of the box, interrupting the class, so you do go out.
They do, yeah. So which one, if you remember, which question they ask it?
I remember one of them. Why do we have melanin? What is melanin? Why do we have it?
Yeah.
So because we had a class that was about melanin, and before the class happened, that was the questions. So briefly we just explained it to them, and then we went through the process of teaching them what melody was. And a lot of them, they didn't know what it was, and most of them, they thought it's just a skin tone, but it's a lot more than that. And then once they learn that, then we asked them to draw their superheroes with a melanin, not what they see, through their imagination. Who do you want to be? What superhero that you want to be? But with the melanin yourself. And a lot of them, they come with a lot of creativity.
Really?
They did.
Which one?
I didn't see Batman. I don't see Superman. I don't see none of that. I see completely different coming from their imagination. Why? Because we got them to think about themselves and not bring in ideas from outside. And it was great. We posted it on the social media. Yeah. So most of them, the drawings was nice. So it takes their mind to a different
place.
Different place.
So people, it says like kids, they don't have problems to see like ethnies, to see colors, skin colors, even religion and culture and stuff. Do you believe that they don't see this? They don't see difference between like black and white culture and stuff?
No, when they're young, they don't.
They don't.
But
why it is important to us to tell them, like, to remind them to have that culture and community? It's just this sense of purpose in life.
Yes, and teach them as well how certain cultures operate as well. In what culture that are you in? Even though you operate inside of your culture, but you're in a different country, so there's a bigger culture on where you operate. So you teach them, but they don't see that. It gets taught. This is why children can play with each other at a certain age. Let's say, my child, she's 3, she doesn't see because none of that is being taught, so she's nice with everyone. But by the age of 11, 12, once they get to is it secondary school? You can see the change. Why? Because they get taught how to operate in their culture and outside of their culture. This is why then you see the
splitting
and the bullying
groups,
bullying, and some other stuff, crime.
Great. There is anything that you would like to say, to share with us regarding everything that you have in mind? Maybe things that I didn't ask yet.
What I want people to do is, never stop learning. Trying to reach a higher consciousness and learn about different areas of life. So to become more practice more philosophy, study of life. Life is not just clocking in, clocking out work.
Yes.
There's a lot more to life that needs, they need to learn to fulfill your full potential. So you need to learn about society, psychology. You need to learn about sociology. Be more social skilled. How people operate and think. Spirituality as well. You need to learn about that. and history as well, you know, so they know what happened yesterday, what's happening today, so they're less confused and prepare themselves for the future as well, because there's a lot of stuff that's gonna change in a few years, especially with the AI, artificial intelligence, that's coming up. So if you're not prepared for that, a lot of people are gonna be in trouble.
Okay, so about coaching community, where we can find coaching community right now?
Yeah, you can get, you know, to get another building. So we don't have a location yet, but we're doing it online. So we've been advertising it, and once we get the location, then it's easier for us to advertise a lot more and to do classes one-to-one, because it's easier for the kids to do one-to-one than online. But for now, online, and you can find us on social media as well as a culture community 2021 on Instagram, and the culture community on Facebook.
So okay, to what the parents they need to do to take their kids to culture community?
Just need to get in touch with us, you know, and then you know, we get back to them and then go
through this the pages that you mentioned.
Yes, it can Instagram, be or it can be through the website, but social media is easiest.
Okay, all right. So everything will be there described, like what they need to bring, how much it is, because there is a cost, isn't it?
All the courses and everything that I need to know is on a website, and if they don't get to a website, you know, once they get in touch with us, we just
coaching community is already defined. It says, and we already talk about, he will be just for melanin kids.
Not just melanated, children and the communities. You know, if they feel that they want to know more about the melanated, history, they're happy to join. Yes.
Okay, so it's not like family reunion.
Like street and everything.
It's that's great. It's really nice to mention this, to make sure that it's teaching a culture, and then who's interested to know, and I can see value what you're saying to everybody's invited, because we just learn other culture. If they have interest, at least to come learn a bit of our culture, we feel appreciate anyway.
Because a lot of people they don't know our history and they don't know our culture. But
not because they are scared about it, just because it happens, and other people they would like to know.
Because social media, certain institutions as well, they teach the misinformation. So that's what they know.
Either other people say, I would like to know Africa, things for Africa. I need to go to Africa. You don't have to.
No, you don't have to.
You can come to us. We can, that's
and actually coming to us, knowing more what's going on, and gives you a better view of Africa, and it gets you more prepared and excited when you get there.
I saw a lady on social media. She just asking 3 ladies. When I say Africa, what's coming your mind? And other people, I just was lack of water.
There we go.
Less food, and and things like that.
Because that's what's being put up. The most. But if they go to there's some YouTubers, their channels is about this, to showing what people don't see. So I think it's very good the way they're doing, because they're showing a different perspective of Africa. Because there's a lot people from Europe, they go to Africa. Holidays. But when you go to when you go to buy a ticket to go any place in Africa, you don't see what you just described. You see the nice places. So there's the poor Africa, and there's rich Africa. But what's the advertised mostly?
The poor.
Is the poor. But for holidays, what's the advertised mostly? Is the nice areas.
The nice areas.
Exactly.
Great. Mike, I would like to ask you, how old were you when you had the most sad or dark moment in your life?
Oof. Well, that's easy. From 19 to 23.
So, and
from Portugal, transition from Portugal to here.
Was the transition?
Transition from
the transition to move to another country to adapt another one?
Yes, because family. Friends. I had good friends around me as well. So now the decision to come here was within 8 weeks.
Wow.
Because first, I knew that was not the place for me. That's why it was easy to make that decision. The hard part was because family, and friends. But 8 weeks, and then to adapt to everything is more challenging. It was a lot more challenging. You need to learn new language, culture, I don't have no family member here at first, and then you know, we need to settle, find a place, work, learn everything that's going on here. So yes, those 3 years was the most challenging. Was the darkest as well. And even going to, you know, depressive moments. You know, but all is had support from my family.
So that movie of like Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness.
Right.
So he talk about, oh, this moment of this part of my life is this. This part of my life is this. I don't know if you watched that movie. You watch it?
I don't remember watching it.
Yeah, you don't remember.
I don't remember watching.
But he was tell his story.
Right.
And he was saying, oh yeah, this part of my life, I call like dumb. Let's for example, yeah. And then he was described why. And he was like, oh, this part of my life I'm calling like happiness. And he was described why. So take that way, the same way he did, asking to you, which part of your life we are at the moment?
I'm getting to the, because I haven't not even reached my peak yet.
Yeah.
So I'm in a process of like, you know, happiness in a place where I am and where I'm heading to. So the happiness is just increasing. But I'm not into a place like where it's negative. It's not at all. Because I wake up every morning, you know, I'm happy. Beautiful children, beautiful partner, you know, and I'm happy things that I'm learning, what I'm doing for the community and what I'm heading as well. So yes, I'm quite content.
Happiness.
Yeah, I'm quite content, but I'm not there yet because I'm not achieved a lot of stuff that I want to achieve, especially in the community as well. Once I start to achieve a lot of stuff in the community, the happiness is just gonna go. So I'm excited for the future. You know, so
that's great. That's great. So how you can keep you so motivated then?
Purpose again. Purpose, learning, certain areas of life. And spirituality as well, that helps to boost your spirit, more. The more you know about your history, the more purposely you become, and the more you want to do for the community and for yourself as well. First you need to do it for yourself, because if you don't do it for yourself, you can't help others. So that's what keeps me motivated. That's the fuel. That's
great. So how you are regarding negative people, or how you are with those things, or losing things, how you are the kind of person who deal nicely with changes, negative people, or around you, or around.
I'm very good at that.
I know you mentioned before, but that's just
you just got better.
It's got better.
Got better. I can see very quickly people. I know how to speak with the certain people. I know who to get out of my circle, and I know who to be in my circle. And negativity as well. Whatever comes with negativity, I'll know exactly how to deal with those people without violence.
That's great. Cases who I have like you now, they need to leave the question for my next guest. So to start, I would like to give you the question that my previous asked to you. Our previous guest asked to you. So he let me see if I can go exactly on context, because that was a kind of a question. So he was talking about different societies that we had before, different regimes, and talking like about tyranny, because we had that period of tyranny. We had communism. We have we call this one has a capitalism, right? So he was talking about this, and he was asking a question, has a challenge, ask it to you, obviously, because you didn't live in the other eras, but you may know. And he was asked to you, which era you would like see yourself living? Communism, capitalism, tyranny, and which one? Or if there is any other that you see yourself, or you say, On that one, I was okay, and I think it's fair for people, for me, for other people. Which era or societies you would like to?
Yeah. So each society I would like to be in.
Yeah.
I would say 5000 BC.
Which era was that?
That's the the time where the great achievement in Kemet, Kemet, Egypt, happened, and that's the time the high intellect. That's where we created, what we see today, where most people are benefiting from the knowledge and wisdom. So 5000 BC in Kemet.
Who is the black person or melanin person that you are proud so much about?
I would say my partner.
Yes.
For the work that she's doing in the community. Yes.
Yeah.